皆さんこんにちは。美穂と葵の海外生活チャンネルへようこそ。
Hello everyone! Welcome to Miho and Aoi's channel.
英語で雑談シリーズ。今日は日本の夏について話してみたいと思います。
Yay!
You know, it's getting pretty hot in LA too, but we always hear about Japanese summer, how humid and hot and you can't even go outside from my friends and families.
Yeah, no, we said it's getting hotter in LA, but I feel like people will be mad.
Yeah.
Because this is still like, 27 to 32 degrees or something where we live. Well, I think if you go further away from water and then go inland, it's much hotter. And it's basically a desert. So there are places where like close to 50 degrees Celsius as well. So of course, we have hot places, but at least where we live it's very comfortable, so it's nothing compared to Japanese summer.
And also you can wear like bathing suits in the city and nobody's gonna complain about it here, but you can never do that in Japan.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, you gotta wear really stylish clothes in the middle of Tokyo, whether it's like 32 Celsius outside.
But we hear that because of summer break, people want to travel. So a lot of our friends are telling us that, oh, I'm going to Tokyo this summer, or like I'm going to Japan this summer, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, the first thing comes to my mind is like, why?
Yeah, why summer?
I'm so sorry, but like, I'm not gonna I want to control your expectation. Tokyo's great. Japan's awesome. This is my favorite place in the world, but not in summer.
Not in summer.
So yeah, we have to tell them that the reality, like, yes, Tokyo's gonna be fun anyway, but at the same time, please know that it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of people are sent to the hospitals with the ambulance with the heat stroke, and it's really hard to recover from that, right? Like you might suffer from it for like weeks and months and sometimes years, so you have to be really careful.
Yeah, so even if those people are guys, I recommend you should get a sun umbrella. And yeah, because they like fly over and then tell me like, you are not kidding. It's like walking in the open. And it's like, yeah, I told you, like, what do you expect? That when I was in Japan, I paid money to get out of Japan during summer. I try to go somewhere else during summer.
And so many people who have never been to Japan in summer always says, oh, where I come from is so hot. I can deal with that. It's okay. And I'm like, it's different types of heat.
It's humidity, like it's like Arizona, like Nevada. Yes, you guys get 50 degrees, but it's dry. And when it's dry, it doesn't feel bad. Like when you sweat, it just like evaporates. You don't worry about like having to shower 3 times a day.
Exactly.
I feel like in Tokyo in summer, you take a shower in the morning, you're already sweating getting out of the shower, and then you take a shower in the afternoon, and then you are sweating from the shower again, and then you go outside, you are sweating, and then you come back, you're sweating, and then just you're sweating the whole time. I feel like that's part of the reason why we have a little better skin, because we sweat.
Yeah, the humidity, the moisture really contains the heat, doesn't it? So even in the shade and also at night, it doesn't cool down. And that was something my American family who came to Japan last summer got very surprised, because I told them it's going to be extremely hot, so just bring whatever the clothes that's most comfortable for you, and you don't need any jacket or anything. But they still brought jacket because they thought it was going to cool down at night, and then they were like, why is it still hot at night? The sun is gone.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, because like in LA, even if it's super hot during the day, at night you would need a jacket.
Yeah,
you cannot go out in the same clothes. So I totally get it. But in for example, New York City, New York is pretty humid and it's super hot, like hotter than LA, and it doesn't get cold at night. So I feel like people in a humid city would get the concept, but like LA or like desert weather, people don't really get it because it is natural to cool, for the weather to cool down when the sun's not out.
So that's something that people have never experienced before, so they can just just imagine that beforehand. Yeah, but at the same time, there's so many products. Last time we talked about convenience stores in Japan, and they have so many good summer products to protect you from the heat. And with the wipe, with some super cool mint or something like that, and it makes you feel very you're in the freezer or something.
Yeah, exactly. All the little fan, the portable fans. That thing is cute.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And also this sheet of, the sheet that cools down in the freezer or fridge, and then you can just put it, you use that when your kid gets fever or something. Yeah.
And then also the summer products, like the drinks and food at convenience stores were really good as well, like salty lychee. Yeah, but I mean, I guess you need a jacket sometimes because inside the buildings, when the AC is blasting, then it might get colder. But it's not that, how to say it? The setting is not that cold compared to American department stores or Southeast Asian places. I feel some of the countries have the concept that if it's colder, it's a hospitality to keep those establishments cold during hot summer, which I get, but I'm also not good with extremely cold temperatures. So I like the Japanese temperatures.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when I was walking down in the street of Tokyo in summer, I would just walk by the department store and the doors open with a really nice breeze coming out.
Oh yeah. No, I sometimes do that. I don't even need to go into the store, but I just need to go in to cool down. And I end up buying something. So I guess it works out for the business as well.
Well, speaking of Japanese products or the Japanese things to do in summer, there's so many things that we grew up doing in summer. And it's really nostalgic for us. So we live in LA and we have the Japanese grocery stores, luckily. So I always have the buckwheat tea and somen.
Oh yeah, somen.
Maybe the first summer we moved here, I visited your place and you had buckwheat tea.
Oh yeah.
The cold iced buckwheat tea in the fridge. And I was like, thank God.
No, it's very important. Yeah, and also, what is it? Hiyashichuka.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to... The cold noodles.
Yeah, I kind of realized that, except the salad or some cold appetizers, people don't want to really eat cold dishes. I think especially in the UK, maybe, I don't know, maybe just, especially my friends who I had in the UK, they kind of felt offended if, the meal is cold. They want to just heat up dish. So yeah, but I really like eating hiyashichuka, cold somen or soba in Japan in summer, even shabu-shabu, shabu.
Oh yeah, shabu. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, that's true. I feel people are not used to eating raw stuff or cold stuff. So I think it's a new concept. Except for salads, obviously.
Oh yeah, speaking of somen, my husband and I were watching Japanese reality show, and they were doing nagashi somen, where they put the half-cut bamboos in the hill, and then they put some, chunk of somen down with the water, and then they, just eat it with the chopsticks. And I was like, wow, what is this weird thing? And then I explained that one, there's just summer things to do, but two, it's just the flow of the water that creates this atmosphere of the coolness, and just a community things to do, and it's fun for kids and the family, and yeah.
And another thing is summer festivals. Oh my god, my favorite part. I mean, I wish we had that kind of things here too, but I think it's just equivalent to the fairs,
true.
County fairs are very similar, but I think there's no how to say.
There's so much ideas in the Japanese summer local festivals that there are a lot of interactions. For example, like you scoop the goldfish from the water, and also like the balloon that has water in it, 水風船.
Oh yeah, like the yo-yo thing.
Yeah, the yo-yo. And it's just like you can feel that kind of like water inside, and
or like Super Bowl scooping. A lot of water related stuff. Yes.
And you use the fan and
wear yukata and like yeah, that's true. And it's such a like community thing to do. Usually it's at a shrine, right? And then like all the local people come and hang out, and like sometimes it's a place for first date.
Yeah.
For kids. That's so cute. Well, I guess that's the same for county fairs as well, but I feel like county fairs are more like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll give up. I'm not gonna compare because it's nothing like
yeah, it's just something really special about Japanese Natsumatsuri summer festivals.
Yeah. But we also have the fireworks festivals as well. That's also very different because usually in the US it's illegal to do fireworks. So we don't see that except for like a part of event.
Like the 4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of July fireworks are usually all illegal except for a few of them. So last month I had some people from outside of the US visit us for 4th of July. And they were so surprised to see, like, it's pretty much a Gotham City in downtown LA where like everybody's doing fireworks everywhere, every corner, and just like smoke everywhere. It looks like the city was destroyed or like it was it's a war zone or something. And it's nothing compared to the fireworks festival in Japan because that gives you like the like a nostalgic feeling or like it's oh my god, I don't even have the vocabulary because we don't have that feeling here.
Like the Senko Hanabi is like, oh, this is the end of summer.
Yeah.
Like this is the last one, and then we're gonna wait for this for the next summer. But we might not be in the same area anymore because you're going to like college outside of town.
Yeah.
Like those like stories.
Yeah, the feeling of like ending or like there's a little bit of sadness to it, feeling like, oh, this is like we had so much fun but it's ending, and like there's not such concept.
It's like a transitory feeling.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Nothing stays.
Yeah, that's a very Japanese feeling. I don't even know how to explain in English. I feel like being in LA is like, oh, it's a forever summer, forever tropical. It's like party every day, party life. It's just like there's only way up. Yes, let's go positive, let's go kind of thing every single day. So I kind of miss that, like the delicate feelings of Japanese summer. I don't miss the temperature and humidity, but
yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, there's one thing about the fireworks. I didn't know that not in every country that fireworks is associated with summer. I feel like fireworks is such a summer thing, and coming here, well, 4th of July is summer, but in the UK it was like a New Year's Eve thing. Like it's a New Year's fireworks. So yeah, I kind of miss that feeling of just sitting by the river watching the big fireworks, beautiful circle fireworks. That's by the professionals, of course. Everything is by the professionals in Japan. Yeah,
New Year's Eve, it's not really fireworks kind of event in Japan, I guess.
It's more quiet.
Yeah. Well, watching Kohaku or whatever and doing countdowns quietly with your family kind of thing. Well, yeah, some people party. I party too sometimes, but it's nothing like crazy like that. I feel like some people are confused because usually New Year's Eve is more like, the ratchet party in a lot of countries because I feel like the family event happens during Christmas. So
and Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving as well. So like I feel like for American people or like any like Christian countries, they are done with all the family thing, and then New Year's is like the
young people.
Yes, party. So I think it's a very different kind of event. Some friends of mine visit Japan during New Year's, and then they're like, well, where do people party? And it's like, we don't really party for New Year's. And they're like very disappointed because they know the craziness of like Halloween and stuff. So they expect something crazy is going on in Japan for New Year's, and like, sorry, it's more of like family event, and then shops are closed until like the 3rd or 7th or whatever, and then they're like, what? So yeah, I feel bad.
Well, going back to summer, the cicada, I always, don't know how to pronounce that, but I guess cicada or cicada or something. Cicada. Yeah, like, for us, that's like, oh, this is really summer, and then like I'm inside of the room with like AC on, and I can still hear the cicada outside, and it's really like summer, like there's all those effects that creates the atmosphere of summer. But I heard that like a lot of the people think that who grew up outside of Japan think that they're really loud. Like, oh, what is this noise?
I heard about that too. Like, I feel like Japanese people consider a lot of like, bugs consider like it's a voice, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people outside of Japan consider it a noise.
Right.
So I think that's the difference.
We both spent summers in Japan, the UK, and the US. And for me, after maybe spending 2-3 summers in the UK, I started liking Japanese autumn, Japanese fall, because it's really similar to the British summer. Yeah, except that 1 or 2 weeks that we recently have with the heat wave, which becomes very, very hot. But yeah, so it's kind of like, learning how summers are different in different countries.
Yeah, the British summer I really liked as well, like the long day. It doesn't get dark until like 9-10 p.m.
Right.
And the weather's nice for the first time in the whole year. And then people are happier because it's nicer.
The sun is actually out.
Yeah, so I totally get it. I like British summer as well.
Yeah, and LA summer is so nice. It's so easy to just spend whole day outside
doing nothing.
Just
like there's nothing. No, we were just talking about it earlier too. Like we were trying to, okay, let's go on a little summer weekend trip, and we try to find something we want to do, but we literally couldn't find anything we want to do or like anywhere we want to go to. Well, one, we travel many places, so we've been to those places, but at the same time, like just like California is supposed to be as big as Japan, but like there's just not many things to do. At the end of the day, California is such a massive countryside.
It is,
and everywhere looks pretty similar, unlike Japan. So you just kind of run out of places to go to because you have a beach, you have desert, you have mountains, and they look pretty similar.
Yeah, but the nature is great.
But nature is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we go to those places, so we wanted to do something a little more special and different, and there's not much places that are different.
But just being here is so nice. It's just I can't even explain how having fun things to do is very important, but at the same time what the most important thing to human I feel like is that air. That air, you're touching the air 24/7, and if that air is nice, you feel nice.
When I spent the first summer in LA, I was thinking, I've never experienced this type of temperature on my skin, and that was probably slightly less than it's probably 23, 24 Celsius with the sun out and with a nice breeze. So it's not cold that I need a jacket, or it's not hot that I can't bear with it. It's just right in between, which doesn't really exist anymore in Japan, but it's probably the first day of autumn. It's a nice breeze and just it's kind of really nicely cooling down our skin while the sun is warming up our skin. It's just perfect.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then I feel about 5 months out of a year. Is it kind of like that?
Yeah.
And then there are like some months, like 1 or 2 months that are super hot, and then it's like, okay, this is really hot. And then there are like 3 months of like kind of like a winter time where it's kind of depressing, but it's still sunny outside, so it's your body's kind of confused. And then sometimes it rains, which is very rare and crazy. People freak out and people cannot drive anymore. But yeah, I feel like, did that add up? I don't know. But 5 months out of a year, it's literally perfect.
Perfect. So it's long enough that will make us forget about all the kind of unpleasant seasons.
Yeah. So my point was, there's nothing we wanted to do. We couldn't find anything to do. But because it's very nice weather-wise, we just decided to stay.
Yeah, stay in LA.
Stay in LA.
Why leave here?
Yeah, why do we have to go anywhere else? We're just gonna stay here and do takeout, and then maybe go some shopping. You know?
Maybe go to the beach, just lay down.
Yeah, so yeah, the long story short, we decided not to do anything.
Yep. Yeah, and then we talked about that before a little bit about like Japanese seasonal changes. So even within summer, you know, there are so many different phases. And the end of the spring, starting from the rainy season, and then we don't really have that anymore nowadays, but we have the early summer with all the, you know, like nice fresh sprout coming out. And then like a high summer.
Oh yeah.
Which is most of the time nowadays.
Yeah.
And then we have the end of summer, and then we talked about the scada, but we have the evening scada, and we're like, oh, autumn is coming, the summer is ending. So that's like the transitory of life in the season. And that's associated with how we see even the fireworks. Here in the US, the fireworks is, I was really surprised on the 4th of July that people were blasting fireworks from the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, you see it.
Yeah, I thought firework is something that you see.
Yeah. And it's very expensive too.
I know.
And it's illegal, so it's hard to get it. You have to go out of the state usually to get it.
Yeah.
And you spend so much money, and then do it when you cannot see it. I don't understand. Okay, well, thank you for listening to us talk about summer. I thought we were supposed to talk about summer in Japan, but I feel like we ended up talking about British summer and then LA summer as well.
True. Summer in general.
But yeah, thank you so much. Let us know if you have any fun summer memories. Leave us a comment here in English for your practice. And yeah, see you in our next video.
Bye bye!